This time on Low Boost, we're at Legendary Auto Salon getting the GMW all spotless and nice. Alright, if you guys are wondering where I'm going today, I'm heading up to Queensbury, New York with the E36 Turbo LS swap. We are going to Legendary Auto Salon, and he's going to do a full workover on the paint on this car, paint correction. We're going to see what else it's going to get. The car definitely needs it. I think the biggest enemy of it has been me, because I had the car outside without a cover, and my sprinklers got all over it. And you'll see the water deposits that got in the car, and I couldn't get it off. So hopefully Brad's going to be able to help us out. So here we go. It's workable, it's just... 7.
So that was definitely painted.
Yeah, 8. So this is the painted door, and I think we saw that outside.
Me through the process of, you know, cleaning the car from when I pulled in here with it to right up to the point where you started ceramic coating it.
Okay. So the first thing that we do is a basic wash process. We'll do a pre-rinse with a high pH solution to attempt to release any existing waxes or sealants that are on the surface, start breaking down those bonds. We're gonna give it a thorough wash. We're gonna use an iron fallout remover, which is gonna start removing any ferrous metals that are embedded into the clear coat. Canon pre-rinse.
Okay.
Which is what this essentially is, but it's
high pH solution?
Yeah. Acts as a chemical agent to release ferrous metals from the clear coat.
Okay.
Making the next steps that are mechanical a lot easier.
Gotcha. Iron remover then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's different names for it, but some people will call this like a decontamination spray.
Okay.
We refer to decontamination pretty much as anything that we're gonna do that's gonna remove things topically from the paint on the surface.
Gotcha.
So iron, tar, sap, that kind of stuff. And then we'll come back through afterwards to do a mechanical process, which is clay bar.
Oh yeah.
What I'm using is actually, it's a piece of clay designed for automotive use. And as we go over the surface, it is grabbing anything that's topically embedded in the clear coat and pulling it into the clay. So you'll see me periodically knead it around or replace the piece. And it really needs to be done with some sort of lubrication. We have our own in-shop, like, fancy mix. But,
nice.
yeah, you can use soap or as long as there's something, but if there's too much lubricant, it's not going to do anything either.
Yeah.
We're just agitating that surface. That clay bar action is further removing contaminant that is on the surface of the clear coat. So it's almost like an exfoliation of your skin. It's pulling things out of the pores of the paint. And then we move on to cleaning that off and anything that we had from that process, and we start the paint correction process.
So he's really assessing how far down you can go with the paint correction. This car definitely needs it, but Brad and the team here do a bunch of different stuff other than just paint correction. So they do ceramic coat, and they also do full PPF, paint protection film, which they could actually put this entire car in a clear
an almost invisible wrap that protects the paint, especially from chip scratches. So if you have, you know, a really nice car, you don't want to get it all jacked up, you could do that. I'm probably not going to do paint protection on this, I think. We'll listen to Brad's judgment on it, but I don't know if the paint is actually nice enough to try to put paint protection on. So Brad can tell me what he thinks. What do you think? No?
Typically, you probably want to do it on a newer vehicle.
Yeah. All right, so he confirmed my suspicions, but on something pretty like that, yeah, this car's getting a full paint protection. It's a carbon 65 C7 Z06. Beautiful car. Now this actually has a satin PPF on it, which almost changes the color of the car. Brad is able to actually use a bunch of different types of PPF films. You could even change the color completely to black if you wanted. Now this is a different car that he's actually doing, a new Hyundai SUV, and you can barely see the line over the middle of the hood. This particular car got the front bumpers and everything done with PPF, but didn't get the entire car done. You can see the seam there. You got to get really, really close to see that it's been filmed. And you could do either the entire hood, the entire car, or just the front part of the car like this one's got done. It's great. Alright, next up, Brad is taping up the entire car that's not going to get paint corrected. It kind of looks like the Adam West Batmobile.
So you see that, because it's black, you can definitely see. You can see there's actually a slight amount of haze that's been induced. So we're putting in smaller defects in an attempt to get rid of the larger defects. So the bigger stuff going on, these bigger scratches and random straight line type things going on, will get cut out. It's going to leave a tighter defect there.
It's a significant improvement.
Yeah. So then what we'll do is we'll come back through. If this is the level of cut that we want to achieve, we would come back through with a polishing step to eliminate that haze that we created. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a test panel. Seeing as we don't have like a ton of paint to work with here, I wanna get the best results I can without stripping off what's left of the clear coat that's actually gonna protect the paint.
Okay.
So we're gonna try to find a happy place that you as the client like the results on, but is achievable. You know, trying
Without
to
burning through my paint.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Significantly better.
So I guess as you compare to
It's hard to tell with the camera, but he definitely took out a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. As you see here, there's swirls. There's just there's a bunch of dirt in the paint, and here it's pretty. We'll take a before and after picture of the whole thing to show you guys. But he took out a lot. What's good when you come to someone here like Brad at Legendary is he's not going to do too much. So he does a really good job. He measured the thickness of the paint and how much we have to work with, and really kind of saw how much he had to take out essentially to make it bright again. And this is a 1994, and you're not gonna have as much paint as you would like on these cars over here. So we're being pretty conservative to try to save the actual clear coat and the paint, but he was able to take out a lot, and I think that's probably where it's gonna look for the rest of the car too, right? Yeah, so, all right, let's get to it.
So the paint correction process has two really important parts for ceramic coating. One, it's gonna give it that gloss and the clarity to the paint, and that's gonna be something that we determine in a consultation as to how far we wanna go with. But the other part of that is it's a mechanical action of cleaning the paint. So anytime you're applying some level of abrasion, and in this case polishing, we're going to be removing things that are going to prevent the bond of that ceramic coating. So it's really important to have a really thorough paint correction beforehand, because we're going to lock in anything that's underneath that. And then we go through with the wax and grease remover. I'm using a stronger wax and grease remover since we're polishing at it for so long. And,
Does that help the adhesion of the ceramic coating?
Correct.
Cool.
So sometimes you got to kind of step up to like a body shop grade to really strip any remaining residual polish.
Nice.
And it sucked into the pores. And this particular paint is It's very soft and very
Old?
porous. Yeah, well, I mean, it's dry. It's like skin. So when the polish went onto the paint, you know, during the polishing process, it just really wanted to suck it all up.
Oh yeah. Now, will the Ceramic Pro make it shine more, or it's just going to protect it?
You should get a little bit more shine out of it.
Okay. This thing's already popping. It's popping.
So we apply it to the surface. The cross-hatching helps with the cross-linking to the clear coat. We allow it to flash on the surface, and then we start leveling it out once there's like a rainbowing effect of the solvents flashing off. And then we level it out, make sure that we don't have any high or low spots.
Cool.
And then we wipe off the residual. Their designs, most modern coatings are designed to cure at ambient temperature. Some of them activate based on humidity. We can use an IR lamp to accelerate dry time, but the coatings, no matter what we do to them, will still require probably 10 to 21 days of actual cure.
Gotcha. All right, so now we have the coating on. What's the next step that you have to do is for the curing process?
So for about the first 10 hours, the solvents and the carriers that are bringing the resin or SiO2 to the surface are going to gas out. So they're going to release that. It's going to bond up with the clear coat and form a bond. There'll be like a candy shell that will form on the outside, and then the inside will continue to cure up. So it'll cure from the outside in.
So about 10 to 12 hours is what you like it to sit indoors without...
Dry time, because that's when it's most vulnerable. It's almost in like a gummy state, like a soft shell.
Yeah.
That shell's gonna harden up.
Now, in terms of putting the ceramic coating on, that seemed like the easiest and quickest part of the whole process after watching everything else that you did.
Yes.
So let's do a recap of what you actually have to do to get to this part, putting the ceramic coating on, because you did a number of things before you even cracked that bottle open.
Right, yeah. So aside from all the rest of the prep, the wash prep, the decontamination, the paint correction, things to get things out of that clear coat so that we can get a bond, we go back through with a wax and grease remover and a number of panel prep steps to remove everything that we put in after we cleaned it. So polishes, compound, grease, potentially from our rags, from our hands, anything that's airborne contaminant. We're cleaning it again, and that's just gonna give us more surface area, more bonding of the coating.
Okay. All right.
This diffuse lighting helps me. Yeah. So I'm already seeing where I can level it out.
Oh, you see where you have to level it out?
Yep, where I might have missed. Not necessarily missed. Where it might be a little thicker.
Ah.
And over time, that thickness will either be a high or a low spot that'll look like a streak. So we want to get that as early as possible.
You can't.
Garage.
You can't do this in the sun. You need
Or the sun.
really good light to get what you're looking at now. So now we are down to the cure process. This car is going to sit for at least 10 to 12 hours. I'm really excited to actually bring this out in direct sunlight and take it to car shows. My focus on the car has been to get it running and driving as great as possible and have it be able to handle all the power which were there. So I was like so happy to finally bring it somewhere to have it professionally paint corrected and ceramic coated. Brad and the team here did a great job. If you guys are interested, I'll put all of his information in the description below. Let me guys know what you think about the video. If you think there's something I could have filmed differently or done better, make sure to let me know in the comments. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're into this kind of content. And it really helps the YouTube algorithm if you guys hit the like button. That lets them know that this video should be shown to other people, and that helps us out a lot. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.